So cool. Well, those are all of our stories. So let's get into like what Softwave is.
Hey Zach, what is Softwave?
Wow, I'm so glad you asked. Huh. Well,
I too am curious.
Is it?
huh.
Boy, is it? It's what people call it shockwave, like they're sound wave.
You talk to certain docs, they will punch you in the face if you call it shockwave.
Oh man!
But let's not.
There's a
split
reason.
hairs.
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
We can get into that.
Yeah, we can get into that. So Softwave is a company that produces a device that's very high tech shockwave, but it uses a hypersonic sound wave, hypersonic acoustic sound wave. And essentially what it is, it's electric hydraulically produced sound wave. So it's siphoning water through it. That makes it unique.
Cool.
But it's essentially what it has is it's an electrode that's in a handheld device that when it's electrified.
Insert.
Oh yeah.
When it's electrified, it produces a sound wave. And the sound wave travels through a water medium. It's where the water is getting pumped through. And it travels at 3,355 miles per hour.
It's 1 gigawatt.
Like a cheetah.
1.21.
It's a conversion.
It's conversion. It's science. It's boring, but
Dewey Decimal Systems.
so
Yeah.
why that's beneficial is when it goes into tissue, tendons, ligaments, meniscus, labrums, muscles. What else? Yeah.
Hair
Other soft tissues. It creates this vibration of the tissue or this micro shearing that mimics an injury without causing tissue damage.
This is the shearing.
Yep. Ed Sheeran.
Your eyes still smile from your cheeks.
No, listen. You can hear the sound.
Darling, I
So fast.
will be loving you.
Yeah. Baby, I.
And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23.
I quit. I go home.
Yes.
I don't want this anymore.
Can I ask a question about the brand Softwave?
No.
Okay, I'm going to anyway.
Okay.
And I want you to answer it because I think it's important for those viewers out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I don't want to say knockoff, but like variations in Softwave treatment therapy. And would you guys say you have this is the catback, right?
Yeah, I'd say we have the upper hand with most devices. Part of the reason is it's unfocused sound shockwave, so we can target a larger area but still get really precise in areas. So compared to other devices, I think it just the intensity without causing more pain is there. It's just higher powered machine. I think there's other devices that create more of a mechanical shockwave, so more of like an impulse versus a sound wave.
Okay.
That can actually like not be great for the tissues. Can create more irritation of them. But the depth that we can treat is there's nothing else that touches it really. So yeah, device wise, there's a lot of docs that are really apt with this information, like the differences. But the biggest thing is as I mentioned, and then if you look from a physics standpoint, when that shockwave produces, it's a really high uptick, so a high amplitude of the sound wave. And what that does is it compresses from a cellular level, it compresses the cell, and it has a steep down slope. Like if you look at the logo, that's what it is. If you've seen
That's
that.
what that
Kind of
So
looks
it's
like
high-
an EKG.
It looks like a heartbeat almost. So it goes up really high and it comes down really, really quick, and it goes past the x-axis, which creates this almost negative vacuum from a cell till it expands it, and then there's another uptick. And that amplitude that it goes is what they find is like one of the bigger differences between devices too. So
Cool.
higher intensity, but not as increased pain. So it's eliciting that response to your brain to tell your brain, hey, there's an injury here. We should start sending some nutrients, some healing chemicals to this area. So the immediate effects is it increases blood flow to the area. Studies have shown that it increases that by up to 300%.
Yeah, the vessel size change.
Vessel size, angiogenesis, which is creation of blood vessels. There's research behind that too. So we get that immediate benefit, and then talk about the other benefits, the other kind of 3 key
Yeah,
benefits?
on that level, like with the chemical exchange, the cells actually, the ports that those chemicals shift through, they expand as well, so the cells become more permeable or can accept and shunt out the good and bad stuff. So that's something I like to key on in with patients. Stem cell production, that's a huge thing. Basically, it's telling the juvenile cells in the area to hey, turn on and start healing.
Start going to this area.
So yeah, what else? I wasn't
Activates collagen, right? I mean, that's what's FDA approved for, activating collagen, which is the building blocks of everything.
And then the peripheral neuropathy thing, that was a recent patent too that they just came out
Peripheral neuropathy, yep, it's great with, especially that blood pathway, gets them there. And then breaking up scar tissue. So, it's something, every case is a little bit different. There might be more benefit of any of those areas with different cases, right? So if people have an old chronic injury, your body naturally, what it does is it's gonna heal that area, but it does that by creating scar tissue. Scar tissue will limit normal function of that joint, right? So if we can start to normalize that mess of scar tissue, that's gonna help function. It's gonna help healing, right? And if we start to increase stem cell and activation of collagen in that area, that's that's the regenerative benefits of this therapy too. So I mean, it's really recruiting, it's healing your body from the inside. It's just taking the right nutrients and healing those areas.
But on a teeter-totter scale, some people don't need to be adjusted as much. They maybe need more healing and stability than immobilization therapy. So
in addition to that, on the other side of that coin, I think it's also strengthened our chiropractic recommendations, because we've had people that come in, we have specific advertisements for just Softwave. So people will come in for Softwave, and through our assessment, we might be like, hey, you might actually get better results just with an adjustment on this, which, from a business standpoint,
super nice.
Softwave is much more expensive than adjustment. So it's a good, diagnostic for us to be like, hey, you can probably get benefit with Softwave, but I think we might get more bang for our buck if we have, a few sessions of chiropractic, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And why I think Chiro and Softwave pairing it together, it's like the chiropractic side, similar like what Tyler was talking about with his therapy. It's like we adjust things, we check the motion, we make sure everything's mechanically balanced. And then the tissues that are holding everything together, if they have an issue itself, like where the tendon attaches to the bone, this is what Softwave really helps with. Because we have people in the past, clinically, I sometimes felt hamstrung a little bit with those acute injuries that needed, we just got to let things heal. We generally never tell somebody to stop doing an activity unless it's really caustic or that's the mechanism of injury. So,
Or running.
Or handstands.
Dr. Andrew.
Yeah, Dr. Andrew will get you
We're
on
sending
here.
people to you.
So for me, I really enjoy it. If someone comes in with a new bum knee, I'm like, yes, let's adjust it and let's do some Softwave, because not every chiropractor is adjusting an extremity joint either, like a wrist adjustment or whatever. So it was something that I felt filled a void in my clinical care that before I was just there's some time that needs to be had, ice, heat, supplements.
Do you
but this
think
is
did it fill your void?
it filled my
Do you
cup up.
feel complete?
You complete me.
I just wanna tell you I am.
Should we do a Sheeran my hand top bottom?
I don't like that.
I don't like that either. I don't like
It's like
that.
we made a fire
All right.
from all the friction there.
Friction.